You will never be the same after knowing what this person confessed about. My beloved child, don't skip, because the moment you hear what this person confessed, you will never see life the same way again. Stay till the end, something huge is waiting for you. Imagine someone walking into a room, their hands shaking, their voice trembling, their eyes carrying a truth so heavy that the world around them almost froze. That's exactly how this story begins. A confession so raw, so unexpected, that even the people closest to him couldn't breathe for a second. And before I tell you what he said, hold on tight, because every second from here will tighten the grip around your curiosity. Don't skip, just listen. He said the kind of thing most people keep buried for a lifetime, something that exposes every layer of who he truly was, something that rewrites how you see your own life. And with every word he spoke, the room felt smaller, the silence louder, and the truth more dangerous to ignore. Stay till the end. But before we get to the confession itself, I want you to understand the weight behind it. This wasn't a random moment. This was a person who had spent years pretending, hiding, running from a truth that chased him every single day. Don't skip, because the more he tried to silence the truth, the louder it echoed inside him. He lived his entire life trying to appear strong, perfect, composed, yet inside, he was breaking in ways no one could see. And then one day, he realized something. A realization that shattered the version of himself he had shown to the world. A realization that forced him to confront everything he feared the most. Stay till the end, because what he found out is exactly why his confession was so powerful, and why you won't be the same after hearing it. Every experience he had, every loss, every victory, every mistake, was pointing to one thing, something he never wanted to face. And when he finally gathered the courage to speak, he didn't whisper it. He tore himself open with his words. Don't skip. Now listen carefully, because this is where everything begins to shift. When he finally confessed, he didn't confess about success, failure, guilt, or regret. No. He confessed something deeper, something that shakes a person's core. He confessed the truth that most humans avoid their entire lives, that the person he was pretending to be, was never real. That he had spent his whole life living for others' expectations instead of his own truth. And when he said this, the room fell silent, not because his words were loud, but because they were honest. Painfully, brutally honest. Stay till the end, because what he revealed next is the part that will change you. He said he finally understood that the biggest prison he ever lived in was his own mind, built from fear, doubt, and the need for approval. And in that moment, he broke out of it. His confession wasn't about who he had been. It was about who he finally chose to become. Don't skip, because the next part will show you the exact moment his entire life flipped, and it might just flip yours too. Stay with me till the end. A new line for you, and listen closely, because from this moment, every second is about to pull you deeper. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. The air in that room was still trembling when he continued, and what he said next made everyone lean in without even realizing it. His voice was soft, almost breaking, yet every word felt like it was carving itself into the walls around him. He said he finally understood something most people take an entire lifetime to figure out. I wasn't afraid of the world, he whispered. I was afraid of myself, of meeting the version of me I was meant to be. And right there, everyone froze. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because this is where the real shift begins. He looked up, and for the first time, you could see a strange mix of fear and freedom in his eyes. He confessed that the truth he hid was never about failure, but about potential. He wasn't running from his past, he was running from the future he never thought he deserved. Don't skip. He said he had dreams so big, they scared him. Visions of becoming more, doing more, living more, but he silenced them because he believed he wasn't enough. And the moment he admitted that, the room didn't judge him. It understood him. Because deep inside, every person has felt the same. Every person has held themselves back, doubting their worth, fearing their own greatness. Stay with me till the end. Something huge is coming. And then came the moment that changed everything. He said that every time he felt life pushing him, he stepped back. Every time an opportunity called, he hid. Every time his heart said, go, his fear said, not you. And now, he finally saw the truth, the world never stopped him. He stopped himself. Don't skip. Stay with me. Because what he realized next is the part people need to hear but rarely ever confront. He said that one decision, just one, can rewrite everything. One moment of honesty can open a life that once felt impossible. One confession can finally break the chains that held you for years. And that's why he spoke. Not to confess a mistake, but to confess a rebirth. A decision to stop living small. A decision to meet the person he was always meant to become. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you in the next part, and trust me, you're not ready for what comes next. Here's a fresh opening line, and listen carefully, because this is the moment where curiosity turns into goosebumps. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he took his next breath, it felt like the entire world paused around him. His confession wasn't over, no, it was only getting deeper. He said something so unexpected, so quietly powerful, that everyone's heart tightened for a second. He said he realized that every moment he doubted himself. Life had been waiting for him to rise. Every time he hesitated, his destiny didn't disappear, it just stood there, watching him, whispering, when you're ready. Don't skip. Stay with me. And then he admitted the part that hits the hardest. He had been living like time was unlimited, like chances would come back, like dreams would wait for him forever. But they didn't. They were slipping away, one by one, and he could feel it. That's when he knew something had to change. He said that the scariest truth wasn't that he had wasted years, but that he almost wasted his entire life without ever meeting the real version of himself. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He confessed that he had always believed the strongest people were the ones who never broke, but he finally understood that real strength is choosing to rebuild yourself even after being broken for years. And when he spoke those words, you could hear something shift in the room. It was hope, mixed with a kind of awakening. Because he wasn't just talking about himself. He was talking about everyone who ever hid their pain behind a smile, everyone who ever pretended to be okay when they weren't, everyone who ever walked around feeling invisible. He said he spent so long trying to prove himself to the world, only to realize the only person he truly needed to face was the one in the mirror. Don't skip. Stay with me. Something huge is coming. And then came the turning point, the revelation that changes everything. He said the moment he stopped seeking permission to be himself, he finally felt alive. He realized the world never needed a perfect version of him. It needed the honest one. The flawed one. The human one. And that's when he confessed the deepest truth of all, that every person is one decision away from a completely different life. One moment of courage away from rewriting their entire story. One heartbeat away from becoming someone they never thought they could be. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He said he had spent years waiting for the right time, the right sign, the right feeling, only to realize the right moment never comes on its own. You create it. You choose it. And for the first time in his life, he chose himself. He chose to stop hiding. He chose to start living. And what he said next will shake you even more, but that, my beloved listener, is what waits in the next part. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. Something truly life-changing is on its way. Here's a new opening line for you, and listen closely, because from this second onward, every heartbeat pulls you deeper. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he spoke again, his voice carried a kind of clarity that made everyone feel like something massive was coming. He said he finally understood the truth life had been trying to show him for years, that nothing changes until you change. He said he spent so much time waiting for someone to save him, someone to guide him, someone to lift him. Only to realize the person he was waiting for was himself. Don't skip. Stay with me. The room felt heavier, quieter, like his honesty had reached into every listener's chest and stirred something that had been sleeping for too long. He confessed that the moment he stopped blaming the world and started looking inward, everything began to shift. Not because life got easier, but because he got stronger. Then he said something that made everyone blink, lean in, breathe slower. He revealed that the greatest confession wasn't the fear he carried or the potential he ran from, it was this: he had been living his entire life without truly showing up for himself. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He said he had been present for everyone, supporting, encouraging, uplifting, but completely absent when it came to his own dreams. And that truth hit like a quiet earthquake. Because so many people do the same thing, they give their time to others but never to their own soul. They pour energy outward but leave themselves empty. He looked up and said, "I finally realized that if I don't choose me, no one will. Don't skip. Stay with me." And in that moment, the room felt like it was holding its breath. And then came the revelation that ties everything together. He said that the moment he chose himself, the world didn't change instantly, but he did. And that was enough to start everything. He said that choosing yourself doesn't mean ignoring others, it means no longer abandoning who you are meant to be. Don't skip. Stay till the end. And as he spoke, something powerful unfolded, a realization that the confession he made wasn't just about him, it was a mirror held up to everyone listening. A mirror showing that every person has a version of themselves waiting to rise. He said that if his story reached even one heart, if it awakened even one sleeping dream, then his confession was worth it. Stay with me. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you in the next part, something that will connect everything he said with everything you have ever felt. Stay till the end. Here's a brand new opening line, and listen very carefully, because from this moment on, every word is meant to hold you right here. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he continued speaking, there was a calmness in his voice that didn't come from being unafraid, but from finally being honest. He said he realized something most people never admit out loud, that he wasn't struggling because life was unfair, he was struggling because he had been fighting the wrong battles. He said he had spent years trying to prove himself to people who never truly saw him, trying to fit into places that never belonged to him, and trying to earn love from hearts that were never meant to hold his. Don't skip. Stay with me. And then he said the line that made everyone in the room shift in silence. All this time, I was trying to be enough for others, without ever asking if I was enough for myself. That one sentence changed everything. He said the confession he carried wasn't about regret, it was about awakening. He finally understood that the greatest pain in life is not losing someone, it's losing yourself while trying to keep someone else. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He explained how he kept shrinking himself to keep others comfortable, dimming his light so no one felt overshadowed, burying his voice so no one felt challenged. But the moment he realized he deserved to take up space, breathe deeply, dream loudly, everything inside him shifted. He said he felt something rise in him, like a pulse of strength he didn't know he had. A reminder that he was born with a purpose, not to blend in, but to become who he was meant to be. Stay with me. Don't skip. Because what came next hit everyone like a quiet storm. He revealed that the day he spoke his confession was the day he decided he would no longer live half alive. He chose to reclaim the pieces of himself he had abandoned. He chose to forgive the version of himself that stayed silent. He chose to rebuild the identity he had allowed the world to shape. And then he said the words that gave every listener goosebumps. I finally realized, my life will only change when I stop running from the person I was created to become. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He said that his confession wasn't just a moment, it was a doorway. A doorway into a life where he didn't hide, didn't shrink, didn't apologize for being himself. A doorway into purpose, confidence, and truth. And as he finished speaking, something in the room shifted. People didn't just hear him, they felt him. Stay with me. Don't skip. Because the next part is where his confession transforms into a message meant directly for you. Stay till the end. Here comes a completely fresh opening line, and listen closely, because from this moment onward, every second is designed to keep you right here. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he began to speak again, there was a fire in his voice, not anger, not fear, but a kind of unshakable clarity that only comes after a person finally confronts the truth they've been avoiding. He said he had spent so long searching for answers outside himself, waiting for signs, waiting for miracles, waiting for someone to tell him who he was meant to be. But then he realized something powerful. Something that made the entire room lean forward. The answers I was looking for were waiting inside me the whole time. Don't skip. Stay with me. His words didn't echo, they sank, slowly and deeply, into everyone who heard them. He said the biggest shock wasn't the confession he made earlier, but what came after it. For the first time in years, he felt free. Not because his problems vanished, but because he finally stopped pretending. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He explained that honesty is not just telling the truth, it's allowing yourself to live it. That every time he confessed a piece of himself, he unlocked a part of his future he didn't know was there. He said that owning his truth didn't weaken him, it strengthened him. It made him realize that the greatest transformation in life begins the moment you stop hiding from yourself. And then he said something that gave everyone chills: nothing changes, until you decide you deserve a life that feels like yours. Don't skip. Stay. Something huge is coming. And then came the part where his voice softened, not weaker, but more human. He said he understood now that healing isn't a straight line. Growth isn't pretty. Change isn't gentle. But every step forward, even the smallest one, pulls you closer to the person you were always meant to become. He confessed that the hardest battle he ever fought wasn't with the world, it was with his own reflection. And the moment he embraced that truth, everything began to shift. Stay with me. Don't skip. He ended this part with a line that left everyone in silent awe: your life doesn't change when you wish for it, it changes when you decide you're done living the old one. His confession wasn't just a story, it was a mirror. And what he reveals next is the part that connects directly, deeply, and personally to you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something massive is waiting in the next part. Here's a completely new opening line for you, and listen carefully, because from this very second, your mind won't let you leave. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he spoke again, there was something different in his tone, not pain, not fear, but a strange, powerful quietness. The kind that only comes when a person finally understands their purpose. He said he realized something most people never dare to admit, that the life he was living was never truly his. He had been shaped by expectations, molded by opinions, controlled by fear. But the moment he confessed the truth, he felt something inside him unlock. Don't skip. Stay with me. He said, for the first time. I saw who I could become, not who the world told me to be. And those words didn't just hit the room, they awakened it. He looked up, and you could see it in his eyes. This wasn't a man breaking down. This was a man rising. He said he finally understood that real transformation doesn't begin when life becomes easy, it begins when you stop running from the parts of yourself you don't want to face. Don't skip. Stay till the end. He shared how every pain, every failure, every heartbreak had been preparing him, not punishing him. How every setback was actually shaping him into someone stronger, someone clearer, someone unshakable. And then he said something that made everyone feel the weight of their own hearts: the universe doesn't test you to break you, it tests you to show you who you can be. Stay with me. Don't scroll. Something huge is coming. And then came the moment that tied everything together. The moment his confession turned from a story into a revelation. He said that the real reason he confessed wasn't to share his past, but to remind you of your future. That every person alive has a version of themselves they're afraid to meet, the stronger one, the wiser one, the braver one. And he said, the moment you stop doubting yourself, that version steps forward. Don't skip. Stay until the end. He explained that life changes the moment you stop living in default mode and start living with intention. The moment you stop surviving, and start becoming. His confession wasn't a breakdown, it was a breakthrough. A reminder that one honest moment can rewrite the rest of your life. Stay with me. Don't skip. Because the next part is where everything turns personal, where his confession becomes a message meant directly for your path, your story, your awakening. Stay till the end. Something massive is waiting for you. Here's a fresh opening line for you, and listen closely, because from this second onward, your mind won't allow you to look away. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he spoke again, there was a new kind of stillness in the room, like everyone sensed that what he was about to reveal would shake something deep inside them. He said he finally understood why his confession mattered, not because it exposed his past, but because it awakened his future. He said, the moment I admitted who I truly was, I stopped living in the shadows of who I pretended to be. Don't skip. Stay right here. And those words hit like a silent thunder. Because every person has a version of themselves hidden beneath doubt, fear, and silence. And he realized he had been carrying that hidden version for far too long. He said he discovered something life-changing, that courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet decision to not betray yourself anymore. Don't skip. Stay with me. He explained how he spent years waiting for perfect timing, waiting for certainty, waiting for guarantees, only to realize that life doesn't reward waiting. Life rewards movement. He said that the moment he chose to step forward, even trembling, even unsure, everything inside him shifted. He felt alive again. Present again. Connected again. And then he said, the truth doesn't set you free because it's easy, it sets you free because it's real. Stay till the end. Something huge is about to unfold. And then came the moment that transformed the entire room, where his confession stopped being a story and became a mirror held up to every soul listening. He said the reason he confessed wasn't to be heard, but to remind you of something you've buried. He said, there's a version of you waiting on the other side of your fear, a version more powerful than you've ever allowed yourself to imagine. Don't skip. Stay right here. He explained that life changes the moment you stop asking, what if I fail, and start asking, what if I rise? He said every person is carrying a fire inside them, but most never let it burn because they fear how bright it might shine. But the moment you choose to step into your truth, your entire story rewrites itself. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because what he reveals in the next part is the most powerful truth of all, the truth that connects his confession directly to the future you're meant to step into. Stay with me till the very end. Something massive is coming. Here's a brand new opening line, and listen closely, because from this moment, every word is designed to hold you exactly where you are. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he continued, there was a strange glow in his expression, like he had finally stepped into the identity he once feared. He said he realized something that sent a silent shock through everyone listening. The biggest confession of his life wasn't about what he did, but about what he finally chose to become. He whispered, I spent years living small because I believed small was safe. But the truth is, small was killing who I was meant to be. Don't skip. Stay right here. Those words hit like truth that had been waiting inside every listener. He said the moment he accepted his own potential, he felt something awaken, a kind of strength that had been buried under doubt for far too long. Don't skip. Stay with me. He explained that people don't fear failure as much as they fear responsibility, the responsibility of becoming the person they were born to be. He said he used to look at his dreams as something distant, unreachable, too big for someone like him. Until he confessed the truth, it was never my dream that was too big, it was my belief that was too small. And that realization didn't just shake him, it reshaped him. Stay till the end. Something huge is building. Then he leaned forward, like he was about to reveal a secret meant only for the ones who were truly listening. His voice lowered, but his words grew sharper. He said the moment he stopped waiting for permission, the world opened in ways he never imagined. Opportunities he once thought weren't meant for him, suddenly began to find him. Doors he thought were sealed shut, began to move. All because he finally understood one powerful truth: life responds to who you believe you are. Don't skip. Stay with me. He said the world doesn't give you the life you want, it gives you the life you're willing to claim. And the moment he claimed his truth, everything changed. He said his confession wasn't an ending, it was a beginning. A beginning of stepping into purpose instead of panic, destiny instead of doubt, identity instead of fear. And then he delivered the line that left the entire room breathless: the day you meet the real you, is the day the old you stops controlling your life. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because in the next part, he finally reveals the part of his confession that no one was prepared for, the part that ties every moment of his journey directly to the one listening, you. Stay with me. Something truly massive is about to unfold. Here's a completely fresh opening line for you, and listen closely, because this part will hold your attention from the very first breath. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he spoke again, there was a new kind of energy in the room, an energy that made everyone lean closer without even realizing it. He said the final layer of his confession wasn't about fear, pain, or even transformation, it was about something far deeper. He said, the real truth I was hiding wasn't about what happened to me, it was about what I was meant to become. Don't skip. Stay right here. He explained that the version of him everyone knew was only the surface, a shadow, a mask. The real version of him had been waiting silently, for years, buried under doubt, survival, and silence. He said he discovered something powerful. Something that shook him the moment he realized it: your destiny doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It waits for you to choose. Don't skip. Stay with me. He confessed that he kept waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect clarity, the perfect confidence. But life doesn't give perfect, life gives chances. And he had spent too long letting those chances slip by. He looked up and said, when I finally chose myself, I understood that the life I dreamt of wasn't promised. It was possible. And that single shift changed everything. Stay till the end. Something huge is coming. Then, he turned his confession toward the ones listening. His voice softened, but his words grew sharper, more personal. He said the reason he shared his story wasn't to be understood, but to wake something up in you. He said, if you're listening to this, it's not an accident. You're hearing this because you're standing on the edge of a version of yourself you haven't met yet. Don't skip. Stay with me. He explained that every moment of doubt you felt, every time you held yourself back, every dream you buried under fear, none of it was a sign of weakness. It was a sign of potential. A sign that something inside you is ready to rise. He said his confession wasn't a message, it was a mirror. A mirror showing that your story is waiting for a turning point, and you have the power to create it. And then came the final line of this part, the one that wrapped every confession, every truth, every moment into a single breath. The day you decide to stop living as half of yourself, the world will finally meet the whole you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the next part is where everything shifts from his story into yours. Something massive is about to happen. Stay with me till the end. Here's a brand new opening line, and listen carefully, because from this moment, every word is designed to lock your focus right here. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he spoke again, there was a depth in his voice that made everyone feel like the room itself was leaning in. He said the final part of his confession wasn't about what he endured, it was about what he finally understood. He said, I spent my whole life thinking I needed to find myself, but the truth is, I needed to create myself. Don't skip. Stay right here. Those words didn't just fill the room, they rewired it. Everyone listening could feel the weight of that realization, as if he had uncovered something people spend lifetimes trying to figure out. He explained that identity isn't discovered, it's built. Step by step, choice by choice, truth by truth. He said he finally realized that the person he wanted to become wasn't waiting somewhere out in the world, it was waiting inside him, locked behind layers of fear, doubt, and silence. Don't skip. Stay with me. Then he revealed something that made every listener freeze for a moment. He said, everything I thought I lacked was already inside me. I just never gave myself permission to use it. That line struck deep. Because how many people live their entire lives believing they need something outside themselves before they can rise? And yet here he stood, confessing the truth, he had always been enough. Stay till the end. Something huge is coming. And then came the moment where his confession became more than a story, it became a spark. He said this entire journey, this entire truth, wasn't about him rising alone. It was about reminding you of what you've forgotten. He said, if you're hearing my words, it means you're standing on the edge of your next chapter. Don't skip. Stay with me. He explained that inside every person, there is a turning point, a moment when you stop living from your wounds, and start living from your worth. A moment when you stop shrinking, and start showing up. He looked ahead as if speaking directly into someone's soul and said, your future isn't waiting for permission. It's waiting for courage. And then he gave the line that sealed absolute silence in the room. You are not behind. You are not late. You are simply arriving at the version of you that was always meant to lead. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the next part is where his final confession becomes the beginning of your transformation. Something massive is coming. Stay with me. Here's a fresh opening line just for the finale, and listen carefully, because this last part is built to hold you from the first second to the very last breath. Don't skip. Stay with me till the end. When he took his final breath before speaking, the entire room felt frozen in time. He said the last piece of his confession wasn't about what he survived, it was about what he finally decided to become. He said, "The truth I was afraid to tell the world, is the truth I needed to tell myself first." Don't skip. Stay right here. He explained how every moment of fear, every silence, every hesitation was not a punishment, it was preparation. A preparation for the version of him that was finally ready to rise. He looked around the room and said something that made every listener feel seen. You don't become powerful when life gets easier, you become powerful when you stop running from your own potential. Don't skip. Stay with me. He said he finally understood that transformation isn't a moment, it's a choice you make again and again, even on the days you feel unworthy, even on the days you feel lost. He confessed that the real battle wasn't between him and the world, it was between him and the version of himself he refused to let go of. And when he finally surrendered the old version, the new one took its first breath. Stay till the end. Something huge is coming in these final lines. And then came the moment no one expected, the part where his confession stopped being a story and became a message carved directly for you. His voice softened, but every word hit like truth you can't ignore. He said, "If my confession reached your heart, it's because there's a part of you ready to rise too. Don't skip. Stay with me." He explained that you are standing on the edge of a breakthrough you may not even see yet. That every moment of doubt you've ever faced wasn't a sign to quit, it was the universe preparing you for something bigger than you imagined. He said the life you want, the strength you want, the future you want, all of it begins the moment you stop waiting and start becoming. And then he closed his confession with the most powerful line of all, one that left the room breathless, one that will echo inside you long after this moment ends. The day you choose yourself, is the day your entire life chooses you back. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because this is it. The final truth. The confession that changes everything. The moment where his story ends. And yours finally begins.